What's up, y'all? Today let's talk about why poor people, especially black people, should not listen to Grant Cardone. What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Simmons. Today I want to tell you why you, if you're poor, you should not listen to Grant Cardone, and if you're black in particular, you may not want to listen to Grant Cardone. Now first, let me give you a little bit of context, because if you watch my channel, you know that I reference Grant Cardone a lot. I talk about how he influences me a lot with my moves for my company, right? So I do look up to Grant Cardone, so this won't be a Grant Cardone bashing video. However, I do definitely disagree with some things that he says, in particularly when it comes to people who are still trying to come up, okay? So one thing that he says is, you should not buy a home, you should rent where you live and own what you rent. So he's saying that wherever you live at, you should be renting out there, and then what you should buy is rental properties and rent them out to other people. While that makes sense, I can see his point on that, but the reason why I say that poor people, and specifically black people, should not be listening to that one particular piece of advice is because, number one, black people's net worth, on average, is not even close to white people's net worth. And one of the things, and one of the reasons why that is because black people own less homes, okay? One of the biggest determining factors in net worth calculations is usually a person's home, okay? The house that they actually own. And so if you don't own a home, then it's very hard for you to have a net worth. I'm gonna tell you, when I first started getting in business when I was 19, and I tried to go get a business loan, and I had a nice long business plan that I submitted to the banker, and he was like, you know what, this is really good. But the problem, he was like, did anybody help you with this? Like, they couldn't believe I came up with it. So then he was like, okay, well, do you have any collateral? And I was like, well, what is collateral? He was like, like a home or something of value that you can, put up, so in case when we loan you this money, we can take it basically if we need to, should you default on the loan, okay? And so if you don't own a home, then a lot of times you don't have any equity or ownership or something of value to you. So if you wanted to go get a loan to start a business, okay? So that's why I say, number one, maybe that's not so true, okay? Especially when, if you look at Grant Cardone, and I'm gonna shout out a guy by the name of Meet Kevin, he's done a lot of extensive research on Grant Cardone, and one of the ways that Grant Cardone was able to fuel and jump his business was by selling his house, okay? He bought a big multi-million-dollar house, and he sold it in LA and used that money to invest in his business, okay? And so that's money that he wouldn't have had he not bought a home, okay? So maybe you should be a little bit cautious about that. Now I get his point. His point is, rent out the home where you live in, because homes can be expensive. You got so many different repairs all throughout the year that come up that can happen. And if you were renting, then you can go to a landlord and they'll fix it for you, right? So you won't have to come out of pocket with that money. So I get his logic, but if you're only to come up, you need to be buying everything that you possibly can. You need as much equity, as much ownership as you possibly can get, okay? So buying a home is one more thing that you could possibly own, okay? Now, if you get a bunch of properties in your portfolio, okay, now after you get the money, then it's fine to rent where you live, okay? But if you coming from the bottom, I think that you definitely should own a home, okay? So that's one thing that you need to consider. The other thing is this. He also says that cash is trash, okay? Well, I'm here to tell you cash is not trash, and especially during these times with this virus going around, a lot of people are strapped for cash and cash flow, right? So the people who were sitting on piles of cash are not losing right now, right? You look at a company like Apple, one of the strongest companies out there. If you look at their, their financials on like Yahoo Business or something like that, Apple is one of the strongest companies out there, and one of their biggest assets is the amount of cash that they have, okay? Because when you're doing net worth calculations and you're looking at somebody's assets, guess what? The cash that you have available is an asset, okay? And guess what? It's actually a performing asset if you have enough of it, because you do get paid an interest, okay, on your money when you have it sitting in certain accounts, okay? So cash is not trash, and cash, in my opinion, is still king, and is going to be king until they replace it with another currency, okay? Because they have hinted here, like actually not even recently, I done seen articles since 2009 that where the government has been hinting at trying to switch over to a cryptocurrency that's government backed, okay? So be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, for now, until they do make that switch, cash is king, okay? So you definitely want to pile up your cash. And then the one last thing that Grant Cardone says that I think that everybody should take heed to, which is when people call and ask them, they say, how should I invest $5,000? How should I invest $10,000? How should I invest $20,000? He says, and this is very important, he says you shouldn't, because you ain't gonna make no money off of that. What you need to be focusing on is getting your bag up. You need to be stacking. You need to be reinvesting in whatever business, whatever thing that got you that money. Go double down on that, so that way you can actually have some real money. If you ain't got at least 100,000 or more, his advice is you shouldn't be investing at all. And I agree with that advice 100%, because guess what? $1,000, if it grows 10%, what's 10% of $1,000? $100. What is $100 going to do for any of us? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, maybe when you can get a 10% return on $100,000, now you're making some decent amount of money, right? So the point is, go hard, hustle, grind, build your business. And I'm not saying grind, that team no sleep. I'm not going that far, right? Get your sleep, get your proper rest, but be productive, okay? Do things that you know what you're doing, like if you're good at cleaning, do a cleaning company, and I teach you how to do that at cleanbiznetwork.com. If you're good, if you do lawn care, you know lawn care, do a lawn care company, okay? Any type of business that you can control, okay? Businesses that you can control and actually get out here and grow yourself, it has one of the best returns, period. It has better return than real estate. It has a better return than stocks or anything else. Is a business that you can actually build and grow yourself, okay? That's my opinion on this. And so I don't say we shouldn't listen to Grant Cardone at all. Grant Cardone has amazing advice, especially in like his 10X book and all of these different books and free products and free videos he puts out every day. But be careful and be mindful that when he says certain things, and when anybody on the internet, including me, says anything in particular, make sure that you analyze your personal situation and see if that advice, that particular advice, applies to you in your life and for what your goals are, okay? Because guess what? Everything one person says is never going to be 100% correct for you, okay? Because what worked for somebody else may not work for you, okay? And actually what worked for Grant Cardone, which was buying a home and selling it and using that money to invest in other things, worked for him. But if you take his advice and not buy your home, it can't work for you, okay? So that's another thing. When you take advice from people, look at where they are on their journey and compare it to where you are on your journey, and try to mimic what they did at that point in their journey when they were lined up close to where you are now, okay? Don't look at what they're doing now, because you don't have the money that they have now, okay? Try to look at what they were doing beforehand that got them there, okay? And everybody's path is going to be different, okay? So you can never copy any one person to the T anyway, okay? So use your sense. Think, research, use your brain, compare information, compare knowledge, and most importantly, just get out here and keep getting it, y'all. I'm AJ Simmons. Thank y'all for watching. If you want to start your cleaning company, go to cleanbiznetwork.com. And if you already have a cleaning company and you want to grow one, go to cleanbiznetwork.com and check out our lead generation service, all right? So that's what I got for y'all. And by the way, if you don't know how to bid and you want to start a cleaning company, go to my website or download my app, Calculated Clean. I'm AJ Simmons. I will talk to y'all soon. Thank you.
Headed to the top, there ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans, that look like that bitch be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes, fuck I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no motherfucking fashion show.